Hi everybody, we're going to talk about the Grab Your Wallet hashtag today. I got the idea after reading the piece in the Washington Post this morning, which talked about Ivanka Trump's brand and sort of the trials and tribulations it's experiencing. So tell me a little bit about it.
So first off, let's talk about this idea of the hashtag. So it's really a spontaneous grassroots organizing mechanism, and in this case, it's become popular. Our data really shows some interesting things. Number one, that's been bubbling around, and like many grassroots efforts, it sort of is very below the radar screen, right? I mean, it's grassroots by definition. It's small and distributed and hard to see,
right,
until it's not, right? And so all of a sudden it sort of bursts on the scene. And one of the really interesting things is what makes these things bubble up is almost always media coverage.
And to that point, you would think that this hashtag, the Grab Your Wallet hashtag, just started a couple of weeks ago, but that's, as you said, that's just when the news...
That's just when people started to become aware of it, right?
It puts it on steroids. And in essence, this Grab Your Wallet, they can't really necessarily claim credit for any of this stuff.
Plenty of people claim credit for plenty of things, and no disparagement. I don't even... I don't know that there's a group, right? There's two people, from what I've seen, who were widely acknowledged as the founders, but that doesn't mean there's a third person who didn't start using the hashtag independently or early, right? It's always difficult to understand ownership and governance of these kinds of things because there really is no governance of a grassroots movement. But I think to your point, more foundationally, you see companies responding to PR. I mean, bad PR, good PR. And when companies feel like they're being pressured and they feel like their consumers or their shoppers are maybe not going to shop or buy as much, then they're a lot more likely to take action. This is, of course, become incredibly politicized. It's hard to separate fact from fiction. You'll have companies saying, no, we didn't make the decision based on the politics. We based it on the sales numbers. Well, the sales numbers are tied to the politics in some cases. So it's really hard to untangle exactly what's happening there.
And we could see, I mean, we always talk about no press is bad press. We could see just as many new accounts open because, again, with these spikes of coverage, there may be plenty of people that say, well, I like the stuff, I also like her, so I'm going to go out and buy it. And
this is not new to social media. We've seen this for decades, right? When one group sort of targets a company or an institution and the other group comes in. And so, it's sort of a competing economic weights there, and which one prevails, and does the boycott ultimately drive behavior or drive the sales down of an organization, or does it drive it up? I mean, that remains to be seen.
We saw 162,000 mentions of the Grab Your Wallet boycott of the last 30 days.
All of these statistical listening exercises you do on social are always a bit tricky because what you really want to know is not only how many times they were mentioned, but how many people saw that, right? I mean, if the New York Times or the Washington Post mention something, that's quite different than if I have a personal website and I mention it, right? And so the scale of the followers, and again, that's where the media attention comes from. I mean, these media outlets have millions, in some cases tens of millions of social followers. And so when they start writing about it and tweeting and Facebook posts about those stories, then obviously you're going to get significant attention, and then that starts to be shared, especially in a topic that's very political and polarizing. People will share it, A, because they're outraged, or B, because they're excited, right? I mean, it just depends on the side of which end of the spectrum you're on.